Nanook Metal! Tuk tut!
Hello friends, my name is Nanook Metal and I hope that you're having a good day. Today is a very special date because it's this channel's birthday and I thought, what is a better way to celebrate it than to revisit the heist that started it all. Indeed, the Election Day heist is the very first tutorial that I have ever made for this channel, and today I'm hoping to show you everything you need to know in order to be able to complete it in stealth and on one down difficulty. Let's begin. The first thing that I normally do is I have a look around for the colored containers that are open, and luckily enough there is one open today. I mean, you can basically skip this step and go straight for the computer because that is a sure way to work out which truck is the one that you need to tag. Of course, on difficulties Mayhem and above, there is a ship here that was blocking my view of the containers of the trucks, so I cannot show them to you right now, but for now let's just remember that the blue containers contain cosmetics, so that when I see a blue container or when I see a blue truck, I can dismiss it straight away. The next thing that I normally do as well is I make sure that this gate is open. If it's closed, then I'll shoot at it or open it by lockpicking it, I guess. And that will help me with escape later on. There is a guard who spawns here time to time. He doesn't spawn there every time, but more often he will than not. And so you also have to make sure that you avoid him. And there are a couple of ways to get into the compound without actually seeing him. Both of them include jumping over the fence, either on left side or right side. It's completely up to you. Here we're getting a glimpse of some of the trucks, and as I said earlier, the blue one I can forget about straight away. There's also a red one there. I might have a look and see what's inside of it. Sometimes you're gonna get random stuff like cosmetics or like headphones, but there are times when you can get election related materials. This truck over here, I can see that it's got chips, nothing useful once again. And this one here is a bit tricky right now, but it's got bleach in it. So again, red, blue, and yellow, I can already rule out. It's pretty lucky actually because the containers were fairly close to each other. So red, blue, and yellow can be ruled out again. Here we are next to these trucks. Red, blue, and yellow. So that leaves us with green, and there's an Avalon and a green Krennic. Well, there are other ways to work out the correct truck. You can go by the duplicates. So for example, if I see the Krennic and I see another Krennic here, that means that there's no way that is going to be the correct truck because the correct truck will not have a duplicate. Same thing with the Omni here. Here's a yellow Omni, here's a red Omni. There are two of them. That means that it's not going to be the correct truck. And Hefty in this case and Avalon are the only unique trucks. So if I didn't have any information at all right now, just by looking at the trucks, I have a 50% chance to tag the Hefty or the Avalon and have a correct and guess correctly. But I don't really like those odds. This is why this is where the colors can come in handy. I already ruled out the blue color as being the correct truck, and therefore, including the information that I've acquired from the duplicates, I'm already 100% sure that the Avalon here is the correct truck indeed. However, there could be a situation where, for example, both the Avalon and Hefty could have been green, and then the information that the colors provide to me, that the containers provide me with, will not be useful in that case, because just like with some names, the colors can duplicate. However, you cannot rule out, say, like if there are two green trucks, you can't say that they're correct or incorrect. It doesn't work quite the same way with the colors as it does with the names. But there is one more way to work out the correct truck, and it is the best way in my opinion because it's the fastest and it is also the sure way to get the correct name every single time. And it is to find the computer. The computer can spawn in 6 possible locations. Inside of the red warehouse, which I am inside of right now, there are 4 spots. We can see them right now. You can kind of judge by the windows. Every window is basically a room where a computer can spawn. I'm gonna go check this room downstairs here. I don't see anything in it, so I'm gonna go upstairs. A keycard may come in handy, which you can either acquire through assets or you can pick one up from dead civilians, or you can tie them up if you want to. I also bring the saw. Oh, didn't bring a saw this time. Oopsie. I usually bring a saw with a silent motor, and you can, if you want to, use the saw to get inside of those, get through those doors basically. That's gonna be a detection. I'm gonna boost this guy out of the view with the help of the judge shotgun. I'm able to do that. And I'm gonna try and respond to this guy's pager as soon as I can, because I don't want to cause a chain reaction. However, if I do happen to cause a chain reaction and a lot of guards and civilians detect this dude here, then what I would have done is I would have just ECM'd and gone ahead and take that truck. I don't quite want to do that just yet, because I want to show you that the computer, which is right there, can show me the correct name every single time. Since I've already used my keycard, I'm gonna use an ECM, and you need to interact with the computer 3 times. It will give you 3 names: Krennic, in this case, Omni, and Hefty. So again, by the method of elimination, I've ruled out Krennic, Omni, and Hefty. Therefore, Avalon is the only truck remaining. Let's go and see if my previous prediction was correct. I often find newer players having trouble with navigating around this map without getting seen, and that is understandable because there are a lot of guards here, there are a lot of civilians here, and all I can tell you is that try and stay above the ground. Makes it a little bit easier, but does not make it like 100% easy, because there are still people walking around everywhere. So, oh, that was very close. Even the container like this, even though it's sort of secluded, you can still see that it is pretty easy for me to be seen by other people. This truck area here is also going to be infested with guards at some point. 1 or 2 guards will walk around here. And hey, check this out. Just like I've predicted previously, the Avalon is the correct truck. The computer told us the same thing. The open containers told us the same thing. So I can now tag it and get out of here. But as you can see, getting the computer was the easiest way to work out what the correct name is. I didn't have to do as much work and jump through as many hoops. One more thing in regards to the pathing and so on. There is a zipline that you can get, and it will get you on top of the containers, the highest spot on the map. You will be able to see a lot of things through it, but riding the zipline itself is a bit tricky. And as I said previously, the reason that I keep the gate open or make sure that it's open is because then I can escape fairly easily. I don't have to walk through the gate or walk all the way there, climb through the hole, because this time there is tarpaulin here. So this is a nice little trick that I use, and I highly recommend you to practice a little bit so that you can make that jump as well. In regards to navigating to the map, one more thing is that it's just all a matter of practice. It's the matter of finding out what the pathways are. As I said, guards and civilians will walk in a lot of places, but staying on top of the containers will make your life a little bit easier. Moving on to the day 2. Let's have a look at what assets I've got today. Well, I bought everything but keycard, ECM, keycard and body bags will be useful. The spotter, something I forgot to mention for day 1 as well. The spotter is going to be very useful. You can get it for both days. He will highlight some guards inside of the map. And for day 2, I also got this red fire ladder here. It is going to allow me to get up onto the 2nd floor. You don't have to get it if you don't want to. Say you're running out of cash, and then you don't necessarily have to go for it. Outside of the map, outside of the warehouse, there are going to be 2 policemen, and it's important to notice that there are policemen and not GenSec guards. The reason being is that they don't carry pagers. So if you want to, you can actually kill them and get rid of their bodies, and you won't waste a pager. I do warn you though, on this map, just like any other elephant heist, if you kill more than 4 law enforcers, or 4 plus, then you will summon another GenSec guard who will come from outside of the map, and eventually he will walk around everywhere. He inspects every single area on the map. So since the policemen do count towards that number of 4, I would recommend you not to kill them. They will walk around a little bit outside. Eventually they will become stationary, so there's not much point in killing them. They're fairly easy to avoid. If you come through this side here, I'd recommend you to use the Sixth Sense and perhaps try and, let's see, wait for the Sixth Sense to kick in, so that then you can see if there's a policeman or a guard behind there, a GenSec guard. The other thing that I would say, don't open the door. Jump over the handrail. It's not very difficult to do. Try and jump and then crouch at the top of your jump. You will make it over. But you have to do it on sort of this side, because there is a small roof here that will block your way. Same thing with the window. The reason I go through the window is because if you open a door, that creates a pathway for the guards to go through, and that means they will start walking around here, walking up and down these stairs. You don't really want to do that because it makes it a little bit more difficult for you to hide from them. The camera guy spawns in two possible locations. He either will spawn here or he can also spawn on the other side of the map. I'll show it to you later. For now, what I want you to remember is that sometimes keycards spawn here as well. So keep an eye out around the computers. You might find the keycard. At the same time, I'm also looking for a crowbar because on difficulties Mayhem and above, you need to bring a crowbar in order to unlock those crates. So right now I cannot do that, and I need to wait until I find the crowbar. Since I foolishly forgot to bring the saw once again, I've got the Valkyria rifle instead. I won't be able to saw through all of those cages, and some of them may contain the voting machines. So because I cannot open all of them, I need to use my keycards wisely. And since on difficulties Mayhem and above you've got the blue tarp blocking your vision, what you can do is you can actually look from above. I'll show that to you in a few moments. Let me try and find a crowbar first. Have not found one yet. You can see that there is a door open here today, and that is a little bit annoying because when both of these doors, if both of these doors are locked, then what will happen is that no one will come into that room, and it creates a sort of like a safe haven for you. You can open up crates there without any problem and hack them. No one will notice them because people don't, they won't walk in there. Seems like that this policeman has stopped in such a way that is blocking my path to the fire ladder, which is a little bit annoying. What I'm gonna do is maybe try and scare him, and that's only possible with the judge shotgun as far as I know. And the way it works is basically he becomes intimidated, and he's not alarmed, he's just scared, so he crouched down. Makes it a little bit easier for me to get through him. Here's a crowbar. I'm also checking for more key cards as I go. There's one there. And any more there? Nope. Just some packages. Sometimes keycards spawn here as well. This is the other location where the camera guy may have spawned, so if you don't see him on the other side, he will be here. There are only two locations where he can spawn in. Since I now have the crowbar, I'm basically ready to go. I'm gonna check from the top and see if, well, I can see a voting machine in there, or a crate. Potentially it's a voting machine, but it's just a crate at this point. And nothing in there. Oh boy. The way he's turning his head is very annoying. And nothing in that one as well. So the only cage that contains a crate is this one here, and that's why I can use my keycard on it without having to waste, without like risking it basically. Quite useful in my opinion. If I did bring a saw with me today, if I did remember to bring it, I would have then opened up every single cage. I wouldn't have to worry about it. And this is sometimes where a keycard spawns. This is another possible location for a keycard to spawn in. Since this door is closed, this machine is going to be fairly easy to hack. Sometimes the crowbar spawns there. There it is indeed. And sometimes it spawns here. You can activate the forklifts in order to attract the guard to it, but there was not a single time where I actually needed to use this mechanic, so I don't think it's very useful. Here's another crowbar location where it is right now. Also, crowbar may spawn on top of the pellets here or on top of the shelves. I'm gonna hack this one. I've got to briefly talk about the voting machines. As long as they're being hacked, as long as the hack is active, they are going to alarm, or they are going to trigger the guards. So you have to make sure when you activate your hack that there's no one around the voting machines. Once again, staying on top on the second floor is actually a little bit more safe, and hacking the machines here is safer than it is downstairs, but all I have to do is just make sure that there's no one nearby, and then I can go ahead and hack them. Where's that guy going? I want to check the cages over here, so I'm gonna quickly look. Number 4 doesn't have anything in it. Number 3 doesn't have anything in it. I'm counting left to right, basically. And number 2, I think, has one or two machines. I can't quite make out. It's a little bit dark, even for myself. On YouTube, I expect it to be even more difficult to notice, but indeed there is a machine in here. The other thing that you will find inside of the cages is some money, as well as more packages. Packages are not something I don't really care about, but the money, it's quite nice to bring. This is another reason why, if you are a bit more careful than me and double check your equipment before starting a heist, then I'm sure you will be able to bring a saw with you, and then you will be able to open all of those cages and steal all of the money. I do have to warn you that you probably should steal the money after you've done hacking, because you don't want to spend 10 minutes moving the money, or 5 minutes even moving the money, and then you mess up the hacks and something, you have to restart. It makes much more sense to do it the other way around. Right now there is a little bit of a tricky situation. This guard will probably spot the hack. Let's see if he does. He did not spot it just yet, but everything might change again if he turns around. I'm quite lucky this time. He decided to walk away from the hack. I'm gonna check how long is left on it. Just 1 second. So this is my 6th machine, and now I can get out of here. As I previously said, I don't really normally want to open the doors, but since I'm going away, I'm gonna complete the heist. I don't care about the doors anymore. I don't mind if the guards are gonna keep walking through them. I'm gonna try and avoid that guard. These crates, these trucks over here can provide you with a nice safe spot where you can hide bodies. Also, in the feet area of that, where is he? Of that forklift, there might be a crowbar that will spawn there. Check inside of the trucks as well for some voting machines, potentially. Here is another one here. It's empty this time, but as I said, I don't really need them anymore, so I can get the hell out of here. There's that policeman. That policeman is still crouching. As I said, eventually they do become stationary, so they're not too much of a problem to avoid. If you manage to complete this day in stealth, then the elephant, the contractor, will reward you with some gold. So I'm going to secure that gold today, just to cover all my expenses, I guess, all the assets that I've paid for. I certainly shouldn't have bought all the body bags, all the doctor bags and armor bags, ammo bags, because you don't really need them in stealth, to be honest. So in general, the assets here are more or less necessary. Like, say, I don't even have to go for the keycard if I bring the saw. Anyways, I think I've covered everything. If there are still any more questions left, then let me know down in the comment section below. I will be more than happy to answer them. Check the description, because there's a lot of useful information there. Your question may already be answered. And one more time, I want to thank you all for watching, for liking the videos, for sharing them with your friends, more importantly, because without you, none of this would be possible. I cannot believe how much this channel grew in the last year alone, and it inspires me to work harder to make more educational videos. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter how many people watch it, even if it's one person or even if it's hundreds of people. When I first started, it would be just a handful of people watching the videos, and even then they did find them useful. That's why I came here. So quality over quantity, I guess. And as long as people find these tutorials helpful, I will keep on working. So here it is for another year. Hopefully great content. I'm definitely going to revisit some of the tutorials that I have done previously, because they're just not as good. I think I've improved on my skills, so I can do a better job at them. The other thing is, still got a couple of heists to cover, like the Scarface, for example. Still haven't touched that one. And I also have a few different videos, general videos, in the works. I've got scripts ready for them, but I still need to record the voice lines. I still need to record the footage and edit it all. It takes quite a lot of time. So those will be ready when they will be ready, when I get around to them. And that's about it, really. Looking at the footage now, like it's what being recorded, I realized that I probably need to replace this brown stocking with a black one. I'll go try and steal one from my sister right now. And yeah, I'm gonna go do that now. You have a lovely day, and I will see you later. Bye bye.